Absolutely everybody is talking about this right now, and this could become very, very interesting. So let's talk about it all right here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bill's Digest. I'm your host, Anthony Senicar, and it is off-season time, so you know what that means. Tons to report about the new rookies, tons of training camp battles, and tons of trade rumors going around. There's only one issue. 72% of you guys who are watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. Subscribe, join the army here at Bill's Digest. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so every little bit helped. And we got you guys covered all off season for all your latest Bills news. So subscribe, stay in touch, and stay informed. And like I said, guys, everybody, and I mean absolutely everybody, is talking about this right now. The Dalton Kincaid injury might be a lot worse than what we expected. This tweet came out pointing out a very interesting thing going on at Bill's off-season workouts right now. Take a look at this. Season ended 3 months ago. What do you notice about Kincaid? Obviously, the big thing right here is you got a knee brace on both knees. The season ended 3 months ago, and Dalton Kincaid is nursing that injury. On top of that, Beane said this earlier in the offseason. He knows and we know that he has to get to a level of health and playing strength so that he can remain healthy for the course of a full season. A lot of these tight ends coming out are built a little bit differently, maybe than they were years ago in terms of they're a little bit more built like Dalton. The way he could set himself out apart would be add some of that strength and add some of that play strength, and that durability would help. Now, going back to this photo, guys, take a look at this. Does he not look skinnier than he did last offseason? The Bills were hammering down for him to bulk up, get bigger, and last out a whole season. On top of the injury that he suffered late last season, which nagged him throughout the season, he is nursing that on 2 knees now, which is very, very interesting. On top of that, earlier this offseason, there was a photo that came out of him still having a compression sleeve on that same injury where he had the PCL injury. So again, he is still nursing that injury. And on top of that, again, he has obviously dealt with that PCL strain in his left knee and rumored to have undergone a surgery for his right knee this offseason, likely meniscus. So again, this is becoming very, very interesting. A player that was supposed to take the next leap in year 2 didn't do that, and he got injured, and he's still nursing that injury now. And rumors are that he did get surgery again, so those knee braces don't look so crazy as if he did have surgery. He's still nursing that injury. He did golf with President Trump, like I said earlier this offseason, and had that compression sleeve on. So, I mean, if you're golfing, you need your knees. You need to be able to get that full swing. So it might not be as bad as we thought. But the big thing here is Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, in the draft process or at the draft combine said, we need Dalton to get bigger, we need Dalton to get stronger, and we need Dalton to be able to last a whole season in the NFL. And he comes into training camp, into off-season workouts looking smaller than he did before. Again, he'll probably bulk up. It's not something to be too overly concerned of. It's just a little eyebrow raising with, you had all off season. I know you're nursing injury, but you can still bulk up. So it'll be interesting to see what Dalton's regular season weight will be, if he will actually bulk up and become bigger. And just talking about Dalton all together, very much a disappointing season. He finished off this season with 71 targets, 44 receptions, 448 receiving yards, and only 2 touchdowns. A player that a lot of guys thought was going to explode, flourish in this Buffalo Bills offense. He doesn't do that, and he ends up with a very, very mediocre at best. He was worse than he was in his rookie season. Again, it looks like that he did have that injury, and you can even see it in our season progression. Had the very strong game against that of the Dolphins, the Tennessee Titans, the Seattle Seahawks, and even against Indianapolis. Then gets hurt in an Indianapolis game, misses 4 weeks in the season, comes back against Detroit, plays very well, gets hurt again, and you just see the dip in productivity very, very much. Ends off the season on that very, very big sour note with that Kansas City game, a game where the Kansas City linebackers were one of the weaknesses for this Kansas City offense, or defense, sorry, my apologies. And Dalton Kincaid couldn't take advantage of it. He couldn't find the sweet spots. He had that big drop on that 4th down. Again, it wasn't just Dalton Kincaid dropping the ball. It was a very tough ball to catch. And again, if he came up with that, we'd be talking about a different story. But leaving the season on that sour note of not flourishing into the receiving threat that he thought he would be, showing signs of it, but not flourishing into that, having injuries nag him throughout his season. And again, coming into offseason workouts, not being at your full weight, still nursing that PCL injury, which again, I got no problem with that. You're injured, that is fine, but you should still be able to bulk up in the offseason and get to a playing weight that your GM and your head coach both want you at. They want you bulkier, they want you bigger, and they want you to be able to be a durable tight end in this league. Dalton has the tools to be that. He has shown many of flashes before, finding the soft spots in the zone, just curls around, comes in, catches a ball, and shows it. There are many, many times where Dalton showed it. Let's not forget that Detroit game, the boom, 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 boom. One of my favorite gifts out of this past season. And Dalton has the skill set to become a great tight end in this league. This 3rd year is going to be very, very pivotal in the development of Dalton Kincaid. Let's not forget, not everybody's going to be a Sam Laporta or that of a Brock Bowers and come in and be a game changer in their first season. There's what we call this 3rd year tight end leap. If you look at a lot of the big tight ends, I've talked about it before with Travis Kelce, made that leap in his 3rd year. George Kittle made that leap in his 3rd year. This is a very pivotal year in Dalton Kincaid's career. If he can make that leap, he is going to be a superstar in this league. If we have another season of mediocrity, I think we have to look at this Dalton Kincaid pick as not a bust, but the expectations were set very high coming out of college and coming out of that pick. He was supposed to open up this offense completely. He was supposed to dethrone Dawson Knox as his number 1 option in the tight end position with Josh Allen. And it's still been neck and neck. Dawson Knox is still a very good tight end in his own right, a very good blocking tight end with good receiving skill set. And Dalton Kincaid, not a great blocker or not one of the best blockers, but a very, very good receiving threat. And he's got to make this jump this season because it is due. And if it does not happen, it is going to be a very interesting conversation to see what the Bills do with Dalton Kincaid in his going to be his 4th year after this year. I'm expecting a big jump from him. I think that this injury and these casts are not as big of a story as people are talking about. I think the guy was injured. He had that surgery that was not talked about or that was rumored, and he's just nursing the injury and he's just taking extra caution. The thing that I do agree with is he looks a bit smaller, and I think that he needs to bulk up if he wants to be a durable tight end in this league. I think you got to play at 260, 270 as a tight end and still keep that, fluidity that he offered in his first 2 years still at a bigger weight and improve his blocking skills to really go from a mid-tier tight end to one of the top 5 guys in the league. There's a spot open there for him to snatch it and take it, and I fully believe Dalton is going to do that this year. But let me know your thoughts below, guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is a bigger story than it is? Do you guys think that those braces are a bit concerning and kind of the looking smaller than he is concerning? Or do you think once we get into the season, he's going to bulk up, he's going to be bigger, he's going to be in the Bills facilities for the next X amount of months, he's going to be at St. John Fisher at training camp, he is going to get into that play weight? And do you guys think that this is just blown out of proportion? And do you guys expect Dalton to make that 3rd-year tight end jump? Or do you guys think that we've invested too much and what you guys have seen so far is what we're going to get, and it's going to be maybe a mediocre to above average tight end and not that superstar tight end that the Bills thought they were going to get. Like always, guys, like I said, leave your comments below. I love to hear from you. Let me know what you guys think the Dalton Kincaid experiment will end like. As always, guys, please subscribe. Like I said, it is off-season time, and we got you guys covered here all off-season at Bills Digest. There's going to be tons of camp battles that are just around the corner. That is going to be fun to talk about, and there's tons of rookie mini camp stuff to talk about, so we got you guys covered. And on top of that, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so every little bit helps. Subscribe, join the army here at Bills Digest, stay in touch, and as always, guys, go Bills.